My own dearest Elizabeth, I take my pen in hand this Sabbath evening to let you know I'm yet spared and in tolerable health. I pray with all my heart that when these lines reach you, they may find you enjoying the same blessings in body and in spirit. I've thought of you without ceasing all this day, and though I sit in a rough tent with the sound of wagons and horses ever in my ear, my mind wanders back to our little home as plainly as if I stood on the porch and saw you at the door. I received your last kind letter by the hand of the courier 3 days past, and I cannot tell you what comfort it gave me. I read it once by the light of day and again that night by the campfire, and there were places where my eyes were so full I could scarcely make out the words. To know that you remember me so faithfully and that you pray for my safety makes the burden of this life much lighter than it would be otherwise. I kiss your name whenever I lay the paper down, and I keep it folded close against my breast, as though some part of your own dear heart were paired with me wherever I go. Our camp at present lies upon a little rise of ground, not far from the river. The weather has turned somewhat cooler, so the nights are sharp. Yet I'd rather feel the chill than the great heat we had in August. The dust lies deep in the road where the trains pass, and when the companies move out or in, you're all covered with it so that a man we hardly know his own face. We do not fare delicately, yet we have enough bread and meat to keep life in us, and sometimes the men contrive to bring in a chicken or a melon from some neighboring farm, which makes the feast to our thinking. I've seen better tables spread at your mother's house, and never one that was more prized. We drill nearly every day, save when it rains in such a manner that the ground turns to pure mud. The officers are strict over us, as they must be in such times, yet some show a kindness that you would esteem, speaking to the men and asking after their health and their people at home. I thank God that thus far I've been able to do my duty without failing, though at evening, when the day's work is done, I feel such weariness of bone and of heart that I'm glad to lie down upon my blanket and close my eyes. Still, when I think that all this is for the defense of our homes and firesides, and that you and all that is dear to me rest behind the line that we keep, it gives me fresh courage, and I say within myself that no labor is too great so long as the Lord strengthens my hand. Caleb is with me yet, and I know it will rejoice you to hear that he is in good health and spirits. He bids me send you his respects, and says he often thinks of our evenings beneath the old sycamore, and how you laughed when we strode together at pitching horseshoes. Many a time when the day has seemed long beyond measure, he will call some such scene to mind and set the men around him laughing, so that for a little while we are almost able to forget the war and think ourselves at home again. At night, when the fire burns low, when the talk runs out, he and I lie side by side and speak in low tones of the days that are past and the days we hope are yet to come, if Providence will spare us. We have not been in any great battle since I wrote you last, though there have been rumors that the enemy is not far distant, and once or twice we were ordered to be ready to march at short notice. A few days since, a party of our cavalry skirmished some Federal troops not many miles from here, but we were not called upon, and we only heard the distant sound of the guns like thunder beyond the hills. It made a strange feeling come over me to sit idle and hear that sound and know that men not unlike myself will follow after it. I do not think I'm a coward, yet I confess to you freely that my heart beat fast. I listened and wondered when our own time would come. Still, I trust that when it does, I shall not disgrace the name I bear, nor the love that waits for me at home. But there are some Indian companies encamped at a distance from us, serving in our cause. I've seen them ride by, fine horsemen, and very straight in their saddles, their faces dark and grave. The men speak of them as brave fighters and good scouts in these wild regions. We have little dealings with them as yet, for they mostly keep among their own people. But their presence reminds me that this land has seen many sorrows before ours, and that war is no stranger to it. I cannot help but think that the earth itself must be weary of the blood that is soaked into it from age to age, and I pray that the Lord will soon say it is no. The Sabbath is not kept here, as it is at home, yet we do what we can. This morning a preacher from another regiment came and stood upon a box near the color line, and gave us a sermon from the words, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for thou art with me." Many of the men listened with great attention, some seated upon the ground, others leaning upon their muskets. There was a hush over the camp such as I have not felt in many a day, and I thought of you sitting in your pew, and of how often we have heard the same words together. If I'd closed my eyes, I might almost have believed that when I opened them, I should see her bonnet among the women and hear the old organ sound. It comforted me more than I can tell, and I felt that, though we are far apart, yet we bend the knee before the same God, and He can span the distance between us with His mercy. Do not be over anxious on my account, my dear Elizabeth. I know you have much to trouble you, with the care of the house and all that lies upon your shoulders in my absence. Yet I would not have you add to it by nursing needless fears. If I am taken from you, it will be only when the Lord sees fit, and I rest in that. Yet I cling to the hope that I shall once more sit at your side and take your hand in mine, and see your dear face without the veil of tears that I think I see upon it now. Think of me as I am at this moment, my pen in hand, candle burning low, your picture in my mind, as plain as if you stood before me. If I close my eyes, I can see the little curl that will not be confined, and the way you bend your head when you sew. These small things keep my heart alive in the midst of much that is rough and hard. I must close, for the bugle will soon sound and the lights be put out. Write to me whenever you can, my beloved, for your letters are as cool water to a thirsty man. Give my love to your mother and father, and to all who inquire after me. Tell them I endeavor to do my duty as a man and as a Christian, and that whatever befalls, I am resigned to the will of Heaven. Now remain, as ever, your true and affectionate husband, Nathaniel.